Ashley just kept climbing a bit up. And then Sean also joined him. And when they looked back, Brett is nowhere to be found. So they were shocked for a moment. But again, they just maintained their normal positions. They just thought that Brett might have been at their closely following them, because they were all, when they were swimming, they were all at like hands reach. They were actually having a conversation while they were swimming, so they weren't that far away. But now Brett is obviously missing. So they were looking around everywhere, and then still they were pretty confident. I mean, at this even at this point in time, they were very positive, because they knew that Brett can swim very well. So this wasn't still not so much of a panic situation. So they were looking around, but then slowly, when minutes passed, it just became clear to them that something has gone wrong. And then Ashley was looking, and in the water, he could actually see something is moving. So Ashley was looking at it, but like I said, in the beginning, this dark water, so you cannot really see what's going on inside the water. But he could still see something that looks like yellowish. And then they could see this something was coming up the water. And Ashley again could clearly see an O'Neill jacket, yellow jacket with black and white stripes on it. This was the jacket that Brett was wearing on that day. So when it came up to the water level, he could clearly see that it's Brett. And Brett was inside the jaws, inside this particular saltwater crocodile was actually holding on to him on his left shoulder. And Brett's face was actually, he was face down. So they could not see his face, but Ashley could clearly see his yellow jacket. And the crocodile was having him, grabbing onto him on his left shoulder. And it then slowly looked up towards Ashley and Sean. They were really terrified by saying this, but they could not do anything about it. They knew exactly this was Brett and their friend in the grip of this big saltwater crocodile. Now you got to understand, saltwater crocodiles are one of the most ferocious, violent animals, and they actively can hunt human beings. So even in the year 2002, one German tourist was actually killed by a saltwater crocodile in that same Finnis River. So there are a lot of things like that. There are many incidents that happened even before. So they were really terrified. The crocodile was just looking at them for the next 2 minutes, as if the crocodile is telling them, now I got your friend, now I'm going to get you boys. So the crocodile looked at them for 2 minutes and then slowly went down with Brett. So Brett wasn't moving at this point in time, so he must have already killed. We don't know that. However, this was the last time the two boys ever saw Brett. This was their last time of seeing him. Nobody ever saw Brett afterwards. So the crocodile gone down. So, but by now, even though they were in the happy mood and picnic mood, and everything is now changed. It's a very drastic situation. It's a very very dark situation for them, and they could not believe that their childhood friend was just gone like that. They couldn't believe that fact. However, at this point in time, they were more terrified about their own situation now. They cannot even empathize much with Brett, because now the dark feeling, the thoughts, the terrifying thought occurred to them that this is already going to be sun. The sun is setting and it's going to be dark. And they are in the middle of this, like this jungle, and in this deep dark waters. By this time, they are actually in the Ashley was on the third fork, the third branch of the mangrove tree, and Sean is actually sitting on the second fork of the tree. And they are hardly like 4 meters or 4 to 5 meters. So the crocodile, when it was looking at them, it's just a distance of 4 or 5 meters. So they were now really terrified. And now, when they look back again, they see something in the water. And it is the crocodile. But only this time, Brett is nowhere there, but the crocodile is there. And the crocodile was looking at them. Like it's still waiting for them. If they come down, any more down, then 100% it is going to attack them. So at this point, the only thing Sean and Ashley could do is probably pray for help, because even if they scream, they have no mobile phones, no nothing to contact anybody. And at this point in time, the possibility of someone will coming and saving them is pretty much not existing. So they were praying, and they could still see this saltwater crocodile, the huge 13 feet crocodile is still looking at them, waiting for them, or waiting for any mistake that they're going to commit. So it'll come up, and then it will look at them for a few minutes, then it will go down, as if it was like having a game with them or playing with them. It'll go down for some time, disappear, they'll think that it's gone, and then it will come up, and they'll start looking at them intensely. So they were terrified, they were scared, they didn't know exactly what to do. And then at some point in time, Sean actually tried to get into the third fork that Ashley was sitting, because now you got to understand, it's going to be cold, it's going to be dark, and they're shivering. They have the fear, so Sean thought that he would go and sit right next to Ashley. So he tried to do that. He tried to grab the next fork that he can hold on to, and then get into that fork where Ashley is sitting. Whilst he was doing that, the fork that he grabbed onto actually broke, and in a split second he came down to the river. So he was obviously, both of them were terrified to death, because they knew this crocodile is somewhere around, even though they can't spot him. So Sean tried all his might, all his power. He tried his level best, but the river, because like I said, it's already flowing, so it actually took him away for a few meters away from the tree, and he really don't know if he can find another tree to. But so he applied all his power. He swam back towards this mangrove tree, and within a few minutes, he actually got hold of that same root, and he did his level best to climb up to the tree. And then at that exact moment when he was climbing on the tree, Ashley could actually see the crocodile was resurfacing. It was coming up. So, which means if Shane took a few more minutes, then that's it, end of story. However, Sean luckily made it to the tree, and then he finally reached to that fork where Ashley was sitting. So all night this game continued. The crocodile will come up to the water, it'll look at them, and once it's dark they cannot really see anything because it's pitch black. There's no other form of lighting because it's far away from, like I said, it's far away from the civilization. There's nobody around. So for this time, the boys were talking to each other, trying to, you know, trying to convince each other that they're gonna somehow escape from this terror. And they were talking to each other. They were shivering from cold. So they tried to give heat to each other, and they were, and also as and when it's going to be dark and dark and dark. So Sean was telling Ashley that, you know, by now our parents will be searching for us, so they're going to do something about it. Somebody is going to come, but even though they were telling all these things to each other and trying to convince each other that, you know, they're going to be fine, somebody will come, they were not really sure what is going to happen to them, because this is an area that's far away, and in the night time especially, it's pitch black. There's no source of light, nobody could see, and there is not a lot of things that anyone can actually do or they can do. So they just, now at this point in time, what they also need to make sure is that, you know, this is night and they're already tired from the day, from all the activities that they've been doing. They're really tired, they were very sleepy, but they both made sure that they don't sleep, because even if for a minute they sleep, if they go down from that tree, that's it. Because they could see all night, even though they cannot see the crocodile, they could actually see that movement in the water that is coming up and it goes down. So the crocodile was still playing with them. So this went on, and then when finally the whole nightmare was going on like this, and then the lights started coming